Good morning, everyone. Today, I want to talk about a topic that many might not openly discuss, but can deeply affect one's well-being, being a woman with no friends. From a young age, we are taught that friendships are essential to a happy and fulfilling life. Stories, movies, and social norms often emphasize the importance of having a strong circle of friends, portraying people with many companions as more successful, happier, and even more likable. Society places a high value on social connections, and there is often an unspoken rule that those who lack friends must be struggling in some way. Either they are socially awkward, difficult to get along with, or experiencing deep loneliness. For women in particular, the pressure to maintain friendships can be even greater. There is a long-standing belief that women should be naturally social, nurturing, and always surrounded by a support system. Women are often expected to have best friends with whom they share their deepest secrets, support systems that help them through every stage of life, and social circles that provide companionship and validation. When a woman does not fit into this narrative, she may be judged unfairly or even pitied by those who assume she must be unhappy or missing out on an essential part of life. In many cultures, the idea of a lone woman is sometimes associated with negativity. A woman without friends may be seen as cold, unfriendly, or difficult. She may be misunderstood as someone who cannot maintain relationships, rather than someone who simply prefers her own company or has yet to find the right people. The reality, however, is that friendship dynamics vary from person to person. Some women naturally prefer solitude, while others may struggle to form lasting bonds due to life circumstances. Furthermore, modern life presents new challenges that can make forming and maintaining friendships more difficult. As people get older, responsibilities such as careers, marriage, parenting, and personal ambitions take priority, leaving little time to nurture friendships. Unlike childhood or teenage years, where friendships are often built through school and shared activities, adulthood requires more effort to sustain connections. For women who prioritize independence, career growth, or personal healing, friendships may not always be the central focus of their lives. Despite these realities, society often fails to acknowledge that friendships are not the only measure of a person's happiness or worth. The idea that everyone must have a large social network to be fulfilled is flawed, because personal fulfillment can come from many different aspects of life: self-improvement, passions, family, and even solitude. Instead of assuming that a woman without friends is unhappy or lacking something, it is important to recognize that every individual experiences social connections differently. Some thrive in solitude, while others enjoy deep but limited relationships rather than large social circles. There are countless reasons why a woman might not have friends, and each situation is unique. While society often assumes that being friendless is a sign of social failure, the truth is far more complex. A woman without friends may not necessarily be lonely, nor is she always struggling with social rejection. Instead, her lack of close friendships could stem from personal choices, past experiences, or life circumstances beyond her control. One of the most common reasons a woman might not have friends is her personality and temperament. Some people are naturally introverted and prefer solitude over social gatherings. They feel drained by too much interaction and find peace in spending time alone. While extroverts thrive in group settings, introverts often need meaningful, one-on-one connections rather than large social circles. If an introverted woman does not actively seek out friendships, she may find herself alone, not because she is unwanted, but because she is content with limited social interactions. Another significant factor is trust issues and past betrayals. Many women have experienced painful friendships that ended in betrayal, gossip, or emotional harm. If someone has been hurt by friends in the past, they may hesitate to form new connections out of fear of being let down again. Trust is a vital component of friendship, and once it is broken, rebuilding it takes time. Some women may choose to protect themselves by avoiding close relationships altogether, opting for solitude over the risk of another disappointment. Life transitions can also play a major role in why a woman may not have friends. Moving to a new city, changing jobs, or entering a different life stage can make it difficult to maintain old friendships or build new ones. When a woman moves away from her hometown or starts a demanding job, she may struggle to find time to invest in friendships. Similarly, major life changes such as marriage, motherhood, or caring for family members can shift priorities, leaving little room for socializing. Many women find that as they grow older, their friend groups shrink simply because life pulls them in different directions. In some cases, social anxiety or difficulty with social skills can make it challenging to form connections. A woman who struggles with anxiety may find it overwhelming to start conversations, attend social events, or maintain relationships. She may worry about saying the wrong thing or fear rejection, leading her to withdraw from social opportunities. Even if she wants friends, the stress of navigating social situations can be exhausting, making isolation feel like the easier choice. Additionally, some women simply prefer independence. They enjoy their own company and do not feel a strong need for friendships. Society often pressures people to seek companionship, but for some, solitude is empowering. These women find fulfillment through personal hobbies, career ambitions, or spiritual growth rather than through social interactions. They may have acquaintances or professional connections, but choose not to develop deep friendships because they do not feel the need for them. Another factor that can contribute to a lack of friendships is a mismatch in values, interests, or lifestyle choices. In some cases, a woman may struggle to find people who share her beliefs, ambitions, or way of life. If she has unique interests or holds unconventional views, she may find it difficult to connect with others who understand and appreciate her perspective. This can lead to feelings of isolation, not because she is unlikable, but because she has not yet found like-minded individuals. Lastly, some friendships naturally fade over time. It is common for people to drift apart due to changing priorities, lack of communication, or differences in life paths. A woman may have once had a strong group of friends, but as years pass, those connections may weaken. Sometimes friendships end not because of conflict, but simply because life moves forward. These reasons illustrate that a woman without friends is not necessarily unhappy, unfriendly, or unworthy of connection. In many cases, her situation is shaped by personal preference, life circumstances, and individual experiences. Each woman's journey is different, and friendship, while valuable, is not the only path to a meaningful and fulfilling life. In a world that celebrates social connections, solitude is often misunderstood. Society tends to view people, especially women who have no friends, as strange, antisocial, or even broken. There is an unspoken rule that being surrounded by friends is a sign of a successful and well-balanced life. Because of this, when a woman does not fit the expected mold of having a close-knit group of friends, she may face judgment, pity, or even exclusion. The assumption that friendship is essential to happiness can lead to misconceptions about those who live differently. One of the biggest challenges that women without friends face is the assumption that they must be lonely. Loneliness and solitude are not the same, yet they are often treated as if they are interchangeable. A woman may enjoy her own company, finding fulfillment in hobbies, career, or self-reflection. She may feel completely content without the need for constant social interactions. However, because society often equates being alone with being sad or unfulfilled, people may assume she is struggling, even if she is perfectly happy with her lifestyle. Another common stigma is the belief that a woman without friends must be difficult to get along with. Women are traditionally expected to be social, warm, and nurturing. When a woman does not have a strong social circle, others may assume that she is rude, unfriendly, or incapable of maintaining relationships. In reality, she may simply have different priorities, be selective about whom she allows into her life, or have personal reasons for valuing solitude. But because of these stereotypes, she may find herself unfairly labeled as someone who is hard to be around or not good at making friends, even when that is not the case. Additionally, women without friends may face social exclusion in group settings. Many activities, from professional networking to casual social outings, revolve around friendship and connection. If a woman does not have a built-in group of friends, she may feel left out or struggle to fit into certain social dynamics. For example, workplaces often have cliques, and social events may feel centered around friend groups. This can create a cycle where a woman without friends finds it even harder to enter into social settings because she is seen as an outsider. Furthermore, women without friends may feel pressure to explain themselves. If a woman is single, people often ask about her relationship status, assuming she must be looking for a partner. Similarly, if a woman does not have visible friendships, others may question why. She may be asked, "Why don't you go out more?" Or "Have you tried making friends?" As if having friends is a necessity rather than a choice. This kind of questioning can make solitude feel like something that needs to be justified, rather than simply accepted as a valid way of living. Social media has also contributed to the negative perception of solitude. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook are filled with images of people enjoying life surrounded by friends. Seeing constant posts of group vacations, best friend celebrations, and large social gatherings can make a woman without friends feel as though she is missing out on something essential. The phrase fear of missing out, FOMO, exists for a reason. Society glorifies social life, making it seem as though those who are not part of it are somehow lacking. However, social media often presents a highlight reel rather than reality, and many of those same people in group photos may still feel lonely despite being surrounded by others. There is also a deep cultural aspect to the stigma surrounding solitude. In many cultures, a woman's worth is often linked to her social connections, whether through friendships, family, or romantic relationships. A woman who chooses to walk alone may be seen as an anomaly, someone who does not fit into traditional expectations. In some societies, a woman without friends may even be viewed with suspicion, seen as someone who does not conform, who refuses to belong, or who rejects the norms that define how a woman should interact with the world. This can lead to misunderstandings and unfair treatment simply because a woman chooses to live life differently. Lastly, the stigma surrounding solitude can lead to internal struggles and self-doubt. Even if a woman enjoys being alone, the way society views her solitude may cause her to question herself. She may wonder if something is wrong with her, if she is truly missing out, or if she should force herself to socialize more just to fit in. This pressure can create unnecessary anxiety, making her feel as though she needs to change who she is in order to be accepted. Despite these challenges, it is important to recognize that solitude is not inherently negative. The stigma surrounding women without friends is based on societal expectations rather than individual realities. Not every woman desires a large social circle, and not every woman without friends is unhappy. By challenging these outdated beliefs, society can move toward a more accepting perspective, one that respects and values all lifestyles, whether they include friendships or not. In a world that places so much emphasis on social connections, the idea of being alone is often misunderstood. Many assume that solitude is a sign of sadness, failure, or social rejection, but this is far from the truth. For many women, being alone is not a weakness, it is a source of power. Solitude can provide clarity, independence, and the ability to shape one's own life without the influence of others. While friendships can be fulfilling, being alone does not mean being incomplete. In fact, many women find that solitude allows them to develop in ways that they never could in a crowded social environment. One of the greatest strengths of solitude is the opportunity for self-discovery. When a woman is alone, she has the chance to truly understand herself, her thoughts, her desires, and her values without external influence. In friendships, people often adjust their behavior to fit into group dynamics, sometimes sacrificing their true selves to maintain harmony. Without this pressure, a woman can take the time to explore who she really is. She can make decisions without seeking validation from others, allowing her to grow into her most authentic self. Solitude also encourages independence and self-sufficiency. A woman who spends time alone learns how to rely on herself rather than always turning to others for help or emotional support. She becomes capable of solving problems, making decisions, and handling challenges on her own. This type of independence is empowering because it builds confidence and resilience. A woman who knows she can stand on her own is not easily shaken by external circumstances. She is not dependent on social circles to feel a sense of identity or purpose. She creates her own meaning in life. Additionally, solitude provides the freedom to prioritize personal goals. Friendships, while valuable, often come with responsibilities, checking in regularly, making time for others, and sometimes compromising personal needs for the sake of maintaining relationships. When a woman is alone, she has the time and space to focus on what truly matters to her. She can dedicate herself to career ambitions, creative projects, or personal growth without feeling guilty for neglecting social commitments. Many successful women throughout history have embraced solitude as a way to achieve great things. Without the distractions of constant social interaction, they were able to devote themselves fully to their passions. Moreover, solitude fosters emotional strength and inner peace. Many people fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness or discomfort. However, when a woman learns to be comfortable in her own company, she develops an inner strength that is unshakable. She no longer feels the need to seek approval or attention from others to feel validated. Instead, she finds peace within herself. This kind of emotional stability allows her to navigate life's ups and downs with a sense of calm and self-assurance. Another benefit of solitude is the ability to form more meaningful relationships when the time is right. When a woman is comfortable being alone, she does not rush into friendships out of desperation or fear of loneliness. Instead, she waits for genuine connections, relationships based on mutual respect, shared values, and true understanding. She does not feel the need to keep people in her life just for the sake of having company. This means that when she does choose to let people in, those relationships tend to be deeper and more fulfilling. Solitude can also lead to a stronger sense of self-love and self-acceptance. When a woman is constantly surrounded by others, it is easy to compare herself to them. She may feel pressured to meet certain expectations, follow trends, or conform to societal norms. But when she spends time alone, she has the chance to appreciate herself for who she truly is. She learns to love her strengths, accept her flaws, and embrace her individuality. This self-love creates a foundation for happiness that does not depend on the presence of others. Furthermore, solitude can be a path to creativity and inspiration. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, writers, and artists have embraced solitude as a way to unlock their creative potential. When a woman is alone, her mind is free to wander, to explore ideas, and to think deeply without distractions. She can engage in creative activities such as writing, painting, or music, using her solitude as a tool for self-expression. This ability to create without external influence allows her to develop a unique voice and perspective that is truly her own. Ultimately, solitude teaches a woman that she is enough on her own. Society often sends the message that women need friendships, relationships, or external validation to be happy. But when a woman embraces solitude, she realizes that she does not need anyone else to complete her. She is whole, capable, and worthy just as she is. This realization is one of the most powerful lessons a person can learn, as it allows them to move through life with confidence, purpose, and inner peace. There is a common misconception that solitude and loneliness are the same thing. Many people assume that when a woman is alone, she must be lonely. However, solitude and loneliness are fundamentally different experiences. Solitude is a choice, a state of being alone without necessarily feeling isolated or sad. It can be fulfilling, peaceful, and even empowering. Loneliness, on the other hand, is an emotional state of feeling disconnected, unwanted, or lacking meaningful connections. It is possible for a woman to be surrounded by people and still feel lonely, just as it is possible for her to be alone and feel completely content. One of the key differences between solitude and loneliness is control over the situation. Solitude is intentional. It is when a woman chooses to spend time alone because she enjoys her own company, values personal space, or wants time for reflection. Loneliness, however, is often unwanted. It occurs when someone craves companionship but feels disconnected from others. A woman who enjoys solitude does not feel a void in her life because she has found ways to make her alone time meaningful. In contrast, a woman experiencing loneliness may feel an emptiness that she wishes she could fill with friendships or deeper relationships. Another major distinction is the emotional impact of each experience. Solitude is often refreshing and rejuvenating. It allows a woman to recharge, focus on herself, and engage in activities she loves without external distractions. Some women find their best ideas, greatest inspirations, and deepest peace in solitude. On the other hand, Loneliness can be draining and emotionally painful. It can lead to feelings of sadness, anxiety, and even depression if left unresolved. A lonely woman may feel disconnected from the world, as though she has no one to share her experiences with or turn to for support. A woman who embraces solitude is often comfortable with herself. She enjoys her own presence and does not need external validation to feel whole. She can go to a cafe alone, travel solo, or spend a quiet evening by herself without feeling awkward or incomplete. She understands that being alone does not mean she is unworthy of companionship, simply means she is content as she is. In contrast, a woman who feels lonely may struggle with self-worth. She may believe that being alone is a sign of failure or that she is not good enough for friendships, which can lead to self-doubt and negative thinking patterns. Solitude also allows for personal growth and self-discovery. When a woman spends time alone, she has the opportunity to reflect on her thoughts, dreams, and goals without outside influence. She can explore new interests, develop skills, and deepen her understanding of herself. She may use her alone time for reading, writing, meditation, or creative expression. This self-exploration can lead to increased confidence and a stronger sense of identity. However, loneliness often creates the opposite effect. Instead of self-discovery, it can lead to self-doubt and insecurity. A woman who feels lonely may question what is wrong with her, why she does not have close relationships, or whether she will ever find meaningful connections. Additionally, solitude is a choice, while loneliness is often a result of circumstances. A woman who chooses solitude enjoys the independence it brings, whether she spends her time working on her career, traveling alone, or simply enjoying her own company. She does not feel deprived of anything because she has intentionally shaped her life in a way that suits her personality and desires. On the other hand, loneliness often arises from situations beyond a person's control, such as moving to a new city, losing touch with old friends, or experiencing a change in life circumstances. It is not something she necessarily wants, but rather something she struggles with. It is also important to recognize that solitude and loneliness can exist at different times in a person's life. A woman may experience periods of solitude where she enjoys being alone, and other times when she feels lonely and craves connection. The key is understanding when solitude is a healthy choice and when loneliness becomes a problem that needs to be addressed. If loneliness begins to negatively affect a woman's mental health, it may be a sign that she needs to seek out meaningful interactions, whether through joining a community, reconnecting with old friends, or pursuing new social opportunities. Ultimately, the difference between solitude and loneliness comes down to perspective. A woman who sees her alone time as valuable, enriching, and peaceful will embrace solitude with open arms. She understands that being alone does not mean being unloved or unworthy. However, if being alone feels like a burden, if it brings sadness, self-doubt, or emotional distress, then it may be a sign that loneliness is present. By recognizing these differences, a woman can take control of her experience, either by embracing the benefits of solitude or finding ways to overcome loneliness and build fulfilling relationships. One of the greatest benefits of not having close friendships is the freedom from societal expectations. Many women feel pressured to maintain friendships, attend social gatherings, and conform to group norms, even when these obligations do not align with their personal desires. Society often dictates how women should behave, who they should associate with, and even how they should structure their lives. A woman without friends, however, is free from many of these pressures. She is not bound by the expectations of a social circle and can live life on her own terms. A major area where this freedom is evident is decision-making. Many people, especially those with large friend groups, feel a constant need to consult others before making choices. Whether it is about career changes, personal interests, or even small lifestyle decisions, individuals often worry about how their friends will perceive their choices. However, a woman without friends does not have to seek approval from anyone. She can make decisions based entirely on her own intuition and desires, without feeling the need to conform to a group's expectations. This allows her to take risks, explore new opportunities, and shape her life without external pressure. Another area where freedom from social expectations is empowering is personal interests and hobbies. Many people adjust their interests to fit into social groups. They may watch certain TV shows, listen to specific music, or engage in popular activities just to feel included. A woman without close friendships, however, is not influenced by these pressures. She can dive into any hobby or passion without worrying about what others think. Whether she enjoys painting, solo traveling, reading obscure books, or engaging in unusual interests, she does not need to justify her choices to anyone. This freedom allows her to cultivate a unique and fulfilling lifestyle that is entirely her own. Furthermore, a woman without close friends is free from social drama and conflicts. Many friendships come with emotional obligations, misunderstandings, and even toxic dynamics. Friendships can sometimes lead to gossip, jealousy, or conflicts over small issues. A woman without friends does not have to deal with these stressful situations. She does not have to navigate complex emotional entanglements or worry about falling out with someone over misunderstandings. Her peace of mind is protected because she is not caught up in unnecessary drama. Social expectations also extend to how women are supposed to behave. There is often an unspoken rule that women should always be kind, nurturing, and accommodating in social settings. Many women feel pressured to be the ones who support others, remember birthdays, check in on friends, and maintain emotional bonds. While these are wonderful qualities, they can also become exhausting. A woman without friends does not have to fulfill these social roles unless she chooses to. She can focus on her own well-being rather than constantly worrying about the emotional needs of others. Additionally, she is not pressured into social events that she does not enjoy. Many people attend gatherings, parties, or outings simply because they feel obligated to, not because they genuinely want to be there. A woman without close friends does not experience this pressure. She can spend her time exactly how she wants, whether that means staying home with a book, going on a solo adventure, or engaging in activities that bring her joy. There is no need to force herself into social situations that feel draining or unfulfilling. Another major advantage of this freedom is the ability to set boundaries without guilt. In many friendships, people struggle with saying no because they fear disappointing others. They may feel pressured to be available at all times, to listen to others' problems, even when they are emotionally drained, or to sacrifice their own needs to maintain harmony in the relationship. A woman without friendships does not have to deal with this. She can establish clear boundaries for herself and stick to them without feeling guilty. She does not have to explain why she does not want to engage in certain conversations, attend events, or make compromises that do not serve her well-being. Moreover, without the influence of a friend group, she is free to redefine success and happiness on her own terms. Many people measure their worth by social validation, whether they are invited to events, how many people check in on them, or how socially active they are. A woman without friends does not rely on external approval to determine her value. She can decide what happiness looks like for her, whether it means pursuing a meaningful career, engaging in creative work, or simply enjoying the peace of solitude. She does not need to fit into society's mold of what a socially successful woman should be. Ultimately, living without friends allows a woman to experience a kind of freedom that many others do not have. She is not tied down by expectations, social obligations, or the need for constant validation. She can live authentically, pursue her own passions, and define her happiness on her own terms. This level of independence can be deeply fulfilling, allowing her to build a life that is truly aligned with who she is. A woman without friends has a unique opportunity to develop a strong sense of self-sufficiency. In a world where social connections often serve as a safety net, those who do not have close friendships learn to rely on themselves in ways that others may never experience. While many people turn to friends for emotional support, advice, or practical help, a woman without friends becomes her own source of strength. She learns how to navigate life's challenges independently, gaining resilience, confidence, and a deep trust in her own abilities. One of the greatest advantages of self-sufficiency is emotional resilience. Many people rely on their social circles to process emotions, seek reassurance, or vent about their problems. While this can be comforting, it can also create dependence. A woman without friends does not have this external emotional support system, so she learns to regulate her emotions on her own. She becomes skilled at self-reflection, self-soothing, and managing stress without needing validation or comfort from others. This resilience makes her stronger in the face of adversity, as she knows how to handle emotional difficulties without crumbling under pressure. In addition to emotional resilience, a self-sufficient woman develops problem-solving skills. Many people turn to friends for advice or assistance when facing challenges, whether it be career struggles, personal dilemmas, or everyday inconveniences. A woman without friends, however, learns to figure things out for herself. She hones her critical thinking skills, researches solutions, and finds creative ways to overcome obstacles. Instead of waiting for someone to rescue her from difficulties, she takes proactive steps to improve her situation. Over time, this makes her highly capable and resourceful, able to tackle almost any challenge that comes her way. Another key aspect of self-sufficiency is financial independence. Friendships can sometimes bring financial obligations such as buying gifts, splitting expensive outings, or feeling pressured to spend money to keep up with a social group. A woman without friends is free from these financial expectations and can allocate her resources in a way that best serves her. She can focus on saving money, investing in herself, and making financial decisions that align with her personal goals. Without external social pressure, she has the freedom to live frugally if she chooses, or to spend on things that truly bring her joy. Self-sufficiency also extends to practical life skills. Many people rely on their friends to help with everyday tasks, such as moving furniture, fixing things around the house, or learning new skills. A woman without friends, however, learns to handle these things on her own. She becomes proficient in tasks that others might delegate to a friend or ask for help with. Whether it is learning how to fix a leaky faucet, cook a new recipe, navigate a new city, or plan a solo trip, she gains confidence in her ability to handle life independently. This self-reliance gives her a deep sense of accomplishment and security, knowing that she does not need to depend on anyone else to take care of her needs. Another advantage of self-sufficiency is the ability to make decisions without external influence. Friendships, while valuable, often come with differing opinions, unsolicited advice, and sometimes even pressure to conform. A woman without friends does not have to filter her decisions through the perspectives of others. She can fully trust her own instincts and choices, whether in her career, personal life, or daily routine. She does not have to worry about disappointing others or justifying her actions. This freedom allows her to make bold choices, take risks, and explore paths that might not be socially approved, but are deeply fulfilling for her. Self-sufficiency also fosters a strong sense of personal responsibility. Many people share their burdens with friends, seeking help when things go wrong or relying on others to pick up the slack. A woman without friends does not have that option. She understands that if she does not take care of something, no one else will. This instills a deep sense of accountability, pushing her to take full ownership of her life. She becomes disciplined, self-motivated, and committed to her own growth because she knows that her success or failure depends entirely on her own efforts. Moreover, self-sufficiency leads to greater self-confidence. Many people fear being alone because they doubt their ability to manage life without the safety net of friendships. However, a woman who embraces self-sufficiency proves to herself time and time again that she is capable. She does not need someone to validate her, assist her, or guide her through life. She can do it all on her own. This builds an unshakable confidence that allows her to approach life with courage and determination. Ultimately, building a life of self-sufficiency is not about rejecting human connection, but about cultivating the ability to stand strong on one's own. A woman without friends may not have a social support system, but she gains something just as valuable: the unwavering belief that she can take care of herself, no matter what life throws her way. A woman without friends has the opportunity to cultivate deep inner peace and personal fulfillment in a way that many others never experience. In a world that often prioritizes social validation, constant interaction, and external approval, solitude can provide a rare and valuable sense of calm. Without the noise of social expectations, the demands of maintaining friendships, or the distractions of external drama, she can focus on her own personal journey, finding joy and contentment from within rather than seeking it from others. One of the greatest advantages of embracing inner peace is freedom from external validation. Many people rely on friendships for reassurance, praise, and a sense of belonging. They often measure their self-worth based on how others perceive them, how often they are invited to social gatherings, or how well they fit into a group. A woman without friends, however, learns to define her value independently. She does not need constant validation from others to feel confident in herself. She develops a strong sense of self-worth that is not dependent on compliments, social status, or the number of people who check in on her. Instead, she builds her confidence through self-discovery, personal achievements, and inner contentment. Without the distractions of social obligations, a woman without friends can also develop a deeper connection with herself. Many people get so caught up in the expectations of their social circles that they lose touch with their own needs, desires, and dreams. A woman without friends has the space to truly listen to herself. She can explore her thoughts, reflect on her past experiences, and gain clarity about who she is and what she wants from life. Through introspection, meditation, journaling, or simply spending quiet moments alone, she builds a strong and unshakable understanding of herself. This self-awareness allows her to make decisions that align with her true values and goals, rather than being influenced by societal pressures or the opinions of others. Additionally, a woman without friendships has the freedom to create her own happiness. Many people associate happiness with social interactions, believing that they can only be truly happy when surrounded by others. However, true fulfillment comes from within. A woman without friends learns to find joy in her own company, whether through pursuing hobbies, engaging in creative activities, or simply appreciating the present moment. She does not rely on others to entertain her or fill a void in her life. She becomes her own source of happiness. This self-sufficiency in finding joy allows her to experience a level of peace that is not easily shaken by external circumstances. Another key aspect of personal fulfillment is having full control over one's time and energy. Friendships, while valuable, often come with commitments, regular meetups, phone calls, emotional support, and shared responsibilities. While some enjoy these interactions, they can also be time-consuming and draining, especially if they involve toxic dynamics or one-sided relationships. A woman without friends does not have to split her energy between multiple people or feel obligated to participate in activities that do not bring her joy. She has the luxury of choosing exactly how she wants to spend her time. Whether she dedicates it to personal growth, pursuing passions, or simply resting, she has complete autonomy over her schedule. Furthermore, solitude allows for deeper engagement in personal growth and self-improvement. Many successful and highly accomplished individuals attribute their progress to uninterrupted and spent working on their craft. A woman without friends can devote herself to self-development without the distractions of social drama or obligations. She can read extensively, learn new skills, pursue higher education, start a business, or master a creative talent. She is not limited by the expectations or limitations of a social group. She has the space to dream big and work toward her goals at her own pace. Another profound benefit of solitude is mental and emotional clarity. Many people struggle with anxiety, stress, and emotional exhaustion due to the complexities of maintaining relationships. They may feel burdened by the expectations of others, the pressure to fit in, or the fear of being judged. A woman without friends experiences significantly less of this emotional turmoil. Without the need to constantly navigate social dynamics, she can cultivate a calm and peaceful mindset. She can engage in mindfulness practices, meditation, or other forms of self-care that help her maintain a balanced and stress-free life. Additionally, a woman who embraces solitude often develops a unique and fulfilling relationship with the world. Instead of relying on friendships for entertainment, she finds joy in the simple and beautiful aspects of life: watching a sunset, exploring new places, engaging in deep thought, or appreciating art and nature. She develops a deep appreciation for the world around her, which enriches her sense of fulfillment. She does not need a social group to feel connected to life. She finds meaning and beauty in her own experiences. Ultimately, embracing inner peace and personal fulfillment is one of the most empowering aspects of being a woman without friends. She learns to love herself, trust her own journey, and find happiness in her own way. Instead of seeking validation and fulfillment from external sources, she cultivates them within herself, creating a life that is rich, meaningful, and truly her own. Being a woman without friends is often misunderstood, but it is not a sign of weakness or loneliness. It is a path to strength, independence, and deep self-discovery. While friendships can be valuable, they are not the sole source of happiness, nor do they define a person's worth. A woman who embraces solitude learns to stand on her own, make decisions without external influence, and cultivate a life that aligns with her true self. She finds peace in her independence, fulfillment in her passions, and confidence in her ability to navigate life without relying on others. Instead of being weighed down by social expectations, she experiences the freedom to live on her own terms. Her journey is not about isolation, but about self-sufficiency, resilience, and the courage to embrace her own path. In the end, a woman without friends is not incomplete. She is whole, strong, and more than enough on her own. She proves that happiness, success, and fulfillment are not determined by the number of people around her, but by the depth of her connection with herself.